Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is now Sunday in virtual Legacy Blue Solos time. Um, and this is the Sunday show at Batumi Shoreline, or Batumi Beach show site. It is called officially according to Google Maps. And yeah, we're here. The weather's horrible, and let's actually start with the weather brief.
Right, the weather brief. What METAR did I send you? All right, so weather for today at Batumi Beach as of 1300 local. Correction, as of math. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be about 1300 local. Wind is 180 for 4 knots. We got 6-mile visibility, but it's right at 6 miles. This broken layer 2700 and should be clear above that, and it's not too thick. Temperature 6, dew point is 3, altimeter is 3000. No
Interesting.
further remarks.
So yeah, so that's going to be a flat show, unless we have a gap over the show site. But we'll figure that out when we get out there. Likelihood is not, but we'll
Looks
plan
like
on
there was one south of the site.
yeah we'll plan on a flat show, and we will correct if possible. So to go over the briefing, it's going to be yeah, it's going to be left out of chocks, left again, right onto Sierra, left on Alpha, line up on wait runway 25. We'll do a no flap lower go takeoff. And then we will do arrival checks and then take a left-hand turn as we get off the shore to fly a beam for the head-on. At 135, we'll turn left for the head-on and line up for the ingress at about, we usually roll out at about 4.5 miles. At which point we'll smoke on, we'll smoke off at 2 miles, and we'll do the head-on. For the opposing 360, we'll smoke on at the split, we'll smoke off at the hit, and then we'll clear behind crowd pulling to 40 degrees and doing our roll and clear behind the crowd for the knife edge. It's been a hot minute since I did a flat show, so let me. We're not going to pull to 40 degrees. I'm kidding. We're going to pull to 20 degrees behind the crowd to do our clear.
20.
And the reason I don't do 10 is because there's hills and stuff, so that's a thing. Oh, good. Thanks, iCloud. I don't know why I installed you. But iCloud has decided that it wants to start. And so now I have to kill it with fire. Give me 1 second to grab the knee board for the flat show, and I'll take a look at that. Please, knee board, Hornet, flat show. Let's show the stream so they can see it. All right. So let's see. Yeah, okay. We're skipping the low transition. So yeah, standard, so it'll go knife edge to inverted, then it'll be the dedication pass from 6 into the MRT and opposing MRT. Clear for the opposing MRT will be 10 degrees and 1.5 rolls. Then we'll do the horizontal rolls with behind the crowd clears into the double sneak. Remember my behind the crowd for the sneak goes faster because of the low altitude. Then it'll be the line abreast flat pass, followed by the 4-point with behind the crowd clears, which I will remember this time, into the inverted tor, and then we'll do the high alpha into the delta behind crowd right. So you'll come up on my left, and I'll do lead left. We'll hand it over to you for the delta aileron roll, coming from crowd right to crowd left, clearing in front of crowd left for the maneuvering delta, which will then transition into the delta overhead flat pass, which will then take us into which will take us directly left to fly home. And you'll lead the delta pitch up brake on runway 05.
Zero 07, yeah.
Yeah, 07, sorry. Any questions on that?
Yes, can you give me comms for the at the 90 coming in after the pitch break? We're landing. What's the comm sequence?
All right. We're coming left 280, 260, 240. Charts at the 90. Updated winds are what the winds are. Check M3 in the green. Stagger is whatever.
Okay. Chariot, so it'd be Lebs at the 90, updated winds 180 for 4. Check M3 in the green, staggers left.
Yeah, that's correct. Sorry,
Cool.
I had to put myself in the cockpit there for a
No,
second.
I hear you. I probably won't remember it when we get to that point, but if
Yeah.
I have said it at least once, maybe it's more likely that I will.
So the triggers are your position, what are the winds, check that your landing gear's down, what's the stagger.
Got it.
That's your mental checklist for that call.
Cool.
All right. Any other questions before we get to goals for the show?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. My goal for the show is I'm running a Quest 3 for the first time, so to, like, not get behind the show and get into my head with all the things that are different with that.
For me, it's to the transitions between maneuvers that are different for the flat show to catch all of those.
Yeah.
Specifically targeting the high alpha clear to come up your left side instead of your right side.
Yep. All right. Anything else before we get going?
Nope.
All right.
Good.
Right break. I'm gonna do everything that needs to happen to get the Quest 3 rolling.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm ready to hold up. Hi. Can you... What is happening? Hold on, my throttles won't unstick. There we go. Okay. I'm ready to unpause.
Alrighty, I'm pausing in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Wow, that is way too loud. My headset is turned up way too high right now.
Yeah, I've got mine basically half volume.
Alright. That's that. That's that. Let me turn down my headset real quick. Alright, Chariot's ready for startup. Device ready for startup.
Let's ready for start.
Battery on, APU on, standby canopy.
Up.
3, 2, 1, mark. Standby Ryan, your crank.
Lip.
3, 2, 1, mark. Standby Ryan, your forward.
Lub.
In 3, 2, 1, mark. Standby left engine crank.
Lip.
Left engine crank in 3, 2, 1, mark. Standby left engine forward.
Lip.
In 3, 2, 1, mark. Standby FCS.
Flight controls. Flight controls.
Go for FCS.
Hold 1. Throttle issue again. Alright, we'll skip that for the moment. FCS in 3, 2, 1, mark. Standby for continue checks.
Lib.
Chariots FCSs go.
Lab same.
Chariots IFA is holding DTC.
Lab.
Chariots ATC complete.
Tree, come on.
Chariots up tree, come on. Discord check.
Good.
Good check. Takeoff checks.
Left.
Check your stroke pressure on. Check your trim set. Check your heading. My heading 151. Check your altimeter set 3000 for a uncorrected sampling elevation of 0 feet. Check your barrel running 0. Check your FCS 12 30 30 30 down 2. Check your fuel seat arm lights up.
Left.
Check your smoke pusher on. Smoke on. Smoke off.
Good. Good afternoon, Chariot. Updated winds are 180 4 knots. Check your altimeter set 3000 for an uncorrected altimeter or center point elevation of 0 feet. Chariot Squawk 1205, Oak Squawk 1206 are cleared to taxi left out of Chuck, left again, right on Sierra, left on Alpha, and line up and wait 25.
Thanks, lad. Cleared to taxi. Line up and wait 25. Solos for cleared to taxi. Check your parking brake off. Chariots back up to 75%. Chariots rolling. Come left, give me 2 and trail.
Let's roll.
They're coming further left. Chariots adding power up to 72 and coming right, give me 2 on the wing.
Left.
Chariot tree 000 set 0 feet, 60 feet or 70 feet rather, barrel out.
Left. Tree 00 set 70 feet. Barrow.
Check your flaps up. Flaps half. Pumps off. Chariots flaps half. Tree 21 at 2 degrees down. Right out.
Club is flaps half, pumps off. Right out.
Chariots easing power to idle. BrotherLeb detach.
Lab is detached.
Right lead.
Well, got lead on the right. Tower 68, letting roll. We're coming left. Go trip.
Chariot.
Little brakes. Off brakes now.
Coming left for lineup. Okay. Little brakes. Easy brakes. Little brakes. Brakes. Solos, we're clear for takeoff. Update winds are 180 for 4. That is a left crosswind. Check parking brake is off. Maneuver. Our section no flap lower go maneuver.
Let's try the show.
Let's roll up. Off brakes now. Blowers ready now. Power set. A little pull. Stand by, roll. Rolling out. Rolling out. Easing power. 250. 280. 300. Easing more power. 315. 335. A little drive to level.
You got 2
Chariot. Arrival checks.
Arrival check.
Check. Waypoint 1's in the box. Check altimeter set. 3000. Barometric.
Left set 300.
Easing more power. We're coming left. A little pull. Easing more power. Easing the pull and roll it out. Or a beam forward the head on.
Left. There might be a hole over there.
Adding power. There might be what?
A hole over there.
Oh, we'll find out. Ten miles mark. 35 to go. Adding a little power. And we're coming left. Coming further left. Comes the pull. One left-hand turn for the head-on.
Left.
Ease in the pull, roll it out. The head on. 4 right, 4 left. Go ladder breast.
Left.
Ease in the pull to level. Smoke on. Easing a little power. Smoke off. Solos attach. Solos are clear. A little pull. Center point, mark. Ready, hit it. Smoke on. 380, mark. Numbers.
Left. Contact.
Look good for start by lab.
Left.
Merge, smoke off. Stand by, roll. Pull to 20. Stand by, roll. Roll. Trace clear and clearing behind the crowd for the knife edge.
Left.
1.8, mark.
Match. Clouds are 2,000.
Flat show.
Flash up. .5. 4 miles.
Let me know on your beam.
A beam.
Let me know on your ticket mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. 26. Chariots in for the right knife edge.
Hold it right now, bitch. Seconds, mark point 1 ahead, 390. Three miles, mark 415. 2 miles, mark 400. Little.
Smoke on. Connex off. Ready, hit it. Stand by, roll, and pull. Stand by, roll. Stand by, roll. Stand by, roll.
Clear.
Roll. Turn clear, and in the clouds, clearing in front of the crowd for the inverted to inverted. 2 miles, mark.
2.2. .5 mark. 4 miles.
Let me know when you're beam.
A beam.
Let me know when you're taking mark.
Take it.
Stand by, mark it. Chariots in for the, 58. Chariots in for the left inverted.
What was the left reverted 50? 10 seconds, mark 2.2 ahead, 380. .3 miles, mark 395. 2 miles, mark 402.
Ready, hit it. Smoke on.
Go right.
Looking good.
Go right.
A little drive. Ready, hit it.
Go right.
Stand by, roll. And pull. Stand by, roll. Chairs clear and clear about the crowd for the number 6 dedication pass.
Left on the car for the dedication man.
Give me some verbosity on this one.
You got it. 3 miles behind the crowd, center point, dedication pass, heading inbound. inbound from the right, 3 miles, 0.84. Two miles, mark 0.86, burners ready now. Burners off, center point. And left is clear behind the crowd.
1.5 MRT. 1 mile, mark 353. Burners now. Ready, hit it. Good entry.
Flight control. Flight control.
Ease of the pull. Comes the pull.
Go right, go right.
Pulling.
Flight control.
Kicking.
Flight control.
Trace push now. Leveling out 800. Coming right. Comes the pull.
Contact.
Ease the pull. Rolling out. Smoke on. Smoke off. A little pull. Easing lots of power. 360. 375. Easing more power. Souls behind the crowd. Setting up the opposing MRT.
You'll have to do.
Chariot. Stay frosty. Tries adding a little power. Coming right. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Coming further right. Ease on the pull. Rolling out to the opposing MRT. 1 left. A little pull. 2 level. Easing lots of power. Smoke on left lead 1.5.
Easing a little more power. Little power to catch. Power.
Smoke off. Ready, hit it. Smoke on. 380 mark.
375.
Numbers.
Contact.
Let go for step on left. Merge. Stand by, roll. Pull to 10 degrees. Stand by, roll.
Clear.
Roll. Roll. Trace clear and clearing in front of the crowd for the opposing horizontal rolls. 2.5 mark.
2.8. 4 miles.
11 on your beam.
A beam.
11 on your take a mark.
I take it.
Stand by, mark it. 30. Charts in for the left horizontal rolls.
What is the left order rolls?
Behind the car clears.
10 seconds. Mark on time. 3. Three miles. Mark forward.
Jeez.
Two miles. Mark forward.
Smoke on.
Contact.
Contact. A little pull. Ready. Hit it.
Roll left, roll left.
Smoke off. Stand by, roll, and pull. Ease pull. Rolling out.
Chariot's clear, and clear about the crowd for the double sneak.
Double sneak.
Chariot 7.3.
Left 7.
miles mark. Four miles. Turn circling 5 miles for the double sneak.
Look.
And turns turn in 5 miles for the double sneak. Four miles, 1.72.
On time.
3 miles, 1.80.
Little behind.
2 miles, 1.85.
Pull up, pull up.
1 mile, mark 0.88, full burn. Church there, 9.6.
2.1. And looks clear behind the crowd.
Chariot. Flat show.
Macho.
Church circling 3.5 for the solo flat pass. And church turning in 3.5 for the solo flat pass. Two miles mark. Smoke on. We're in for the solo flat pass. Center point. Smoke off. Adding power a little pull. Go Diamond Stinger. Chariot detach. Chariot detach, boss. Living on your beam.
B.
Living on your tick mark.
Dang it.
Stand by market. 46. Chariot's in for the right 4 point.
I was in the right 4 point.
Behind the crack clears.
Behind the crack. 10 seconds mark on time. 3. Three miles. Mark point. 2 miles. Mark point.
Smoke on.
On.
Contact smoke off. Ready, hit it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand by, roll, and pull behind crowd.
What?
Stand by, roll. Church clear, and clear behind the crowd for the inverted tug of roll.
Left's coming left. 390. Ease back.
Contact.
380. 370. 360. 355. 350. Adding a little power to catch. Rolling out.
You got 2 left.
Left. Slow down. Card setting up the inverted roll.
Chariot.
We're a little close. Coming coming left. Coming further left. Comes the pull, a little more left and a little more pull, adding a little power. So to the 90 for the invert takeover.
Chariot.
Ease in the pull and rolling out the invert takeover.
Chariot.
Adding a little power, a little pull. Ready. Little
Go right.
Swing
Go
on.
right.
ease in the power. A little drive. A little more drive. Ready. Hit it.
Swing off. Stand by, roll. Pull to 10 degrees. Stand by, roll. Rolling out. Coming left.
Inside close.
Contact.
Ease the ball. And rolling out. 335 coming to the left. Easing power. 340. 360. Easy more power. A little further left. A little more pull. 360. Ease in the pull and roll and out 380. Easy power. Easy more power.
You got 2 left.
Left. So I'm trying setting up the section high. Alpha. Easy a little more power.
Chariot.
That was close. We're coming left. Easing lots of power. Coming further left. Comes the pull. A little more pull. Stand by the boards. So to the 90 for the section half. A little further left. A little more pull. Ease in the pull. Rolling out. The section half. 3.8. Easing more power. We're on my little outboard. Little pull. Stand by the boards. 180. $170, a little more pull. 160. 150, a little more pull. 140. 135. 130, a little more pull. Pull, and it's adding power. We're set. Smoke up. Easing some power.
Center point. Wave it off.
Pull into 60. Come left.
Chariot's braking left 270.
Contact.
295. Easing more power. 305. Easing some pull, rolling out a little bank, 315. Easing lots of power, 320. Adding a little power, 315. Souls around the ground, setting up the Delta roll.
Left.
Correction, the Delta aileron roll.
Left.
Chariots easing the pull, rolling out 335, easing more power.
You got two on the left, Chip.
Chariot, left lead.
Left lead, 360. Easing some power, 355.
You got two though.
We're behind the crowd, setting up the Delta aileron roll. Speed 400 for the target.
Chariot.
We're coming left, coming further left. Comes the pull. A little further left and a little more pull, adding power. Little more pull at the 90 for the Delta aileron roll. A little further left.
Chariot.
A little more pull. Ease in the pull. Roll and out. A little outboard. Little drive. Easing a little power. Easing more power. We're in for the Delta aileron roll. Smoke.
Let's ease down a little.
A little pull. Ready. Clear. Smoke. Easing power. Easing more power.
Taking him.
Little pull. And we're coming right. Coming further right. Comes the pull, adding power. Adding more power. The Delta's in the right-hand turn in the front of the crowd for the maneuvering Delta.
Chariot.
A little more pull. A little further right. A little more pull. Adding more power. Ease in the pull. Roll and out. Smoke on. We're coming back left. Easing power. A little further left. Comes the pull. Rolling out some bank. Coming further left. A little more pull. Adding power. Easing out a little bit. Easing power. A little more pull. Coming further left. A little more left. A little more pull. Delta's in left-hand turn for the Delta breakout.
Delta breakout, Chariot.
Correction, Delta flat path.
Delta flat pass.
Ease in the pull. Rolling out to the Delta. Flat pass 5 right. Smoke's on, we're in for the Delta flat pass. Ease in a little power.
Take it in.
Just a hair right. Little pull. Adding power. Adding a little more power. We're coming left. Coming further left comes the pull. Smoke off.
Let's use it out.
A little more pull. Ease in the pull. Rolling out. Easing power. Easing lots of power. Ease in the pull to level. Arrival check.
Chariot.
Check out temperature 300 and right out.
Right out, check the lane lights on.
Lane light is on. Coming a little right. A little right. Adding a little power. Let's take 4-3.
Chariot 4-3.
Rolling out. Ease in a little more power. We're at 10 miles from home. Little pull. Feel insight. We're coming right. Coming further right. Easing power. A little further right. Comes the pull. Ease in the pull. Rolling out. Smoke on.
Take it in.
roll through, and a little pull to level, adding power. We're in for the left, Pittsburgh land.
Left free kick.
Little pull, we're at the numbers. Five. Center point, boss.
Cheers, Brooklyn.
He's the and rolling out. 265.
Cheers, rolling out. 265.
Smoke. Gear. Coming left. 280. 260. And left at the 90. Updated winds are 180 for 4. Check 3 in the green, and with stack will be left. $200. 180. 160. 140 all the way.
160. 140 all the way.
One's down.
Sure, it's okay. One TAA, aren't I? Sure, it's okay, boss.
Boss, you got lead on the right.
Landing checks.
Left.
Check your smoke pressure off. Check your tabs. Check your flaps auto. Check your land lines off. Reset your trim. Safe for seat.
Left.
We'll go well clear on Sierra for individual left 90s at the jocks.
Left.
Jack hardware off. Chairs firing up to 72%. Off. Brakes now. Sure, it's easing power to 70. And we're coming right. Give me 2 in trail.
Left.
We're coming right, go wing.
Left.
Nice flight, Lub.
Nice flight, Chariot.
I think I'm in TAA. I think I chose the wrong graphics preset.
Really?
Yeah. I chose preset 2 because I wanted to build the mission. I didn't want a tiny window, and I don't think I changed it.
Ah.
Sure, it's easing power to 66. Landing roll. BrotherLeb, go well clear.
Left is clear.
Little brakes. Easy brakes. Off. Brakes. Now. By 6. Coming left for parking. Okay. Little brakes. Easy brakes. 10 feet. Little brakes. Brakes. Stand by canopy and engines.
What?
In 3, 2, 1, mark. Nice flight, lab. That's a show.
Well done. That's
Alright, let's debrief it.
BrotherLeb, you got me? Chick, BrotherLeb, you got me?
yeah, loud and clear. You got me?
Yeah, I got you. Bad news, Bears.
What? Didn't record?
No, the NDI bridge on my screen, you're still trying to taxi, but I've got 0 bits received from you.
Ugh.
And, like, it was really slow, so I don't know. Oh,
Hmm.
something happened there.
That's weird though, because the last show we did, I did it with the Quest. I wonder what happened. Yeah.
I think it's on my end.
Ooh.
Yeesh.
That'd be a bummer.
I'm on NVENC. So it shouldn't... Yeah, but if I'm encoding... I'll have to talk to you about NDI bridge settings. But I think this is going to be a scrap for the recording.
That's a bummer. It was a good show too.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. I don't know. I think I was decoding, but I don't know, man. I don't know what NDI bridge decodes with. I know what it can, like, you set your encoder, but that's really interesting. Because, like, we haven't had problems with that.
Yeah. I'm running output NDI, HX, encoder H264, GPU's auto, and I'm running quality high.
Yeah, I'm running H264. I'm running NDIX, HX, H264, GPU, auto, and quality medium. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Woof. New problems. I guess I could encode HEVC because the graphics card isn't doing as much anymore. But
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know that it'll solve a problem like this.
I don't think so.
Up to you. Up to you.
Alright, well, that sucks. I don't like having to solve new problems like this.
Yeah, me neither, dude.
God damn it. My performance wasn't particularly great either, so.
Yeah, I had some little hiccups. Little moments of like, what was that?
That's probably your... I don't know what's going on, because, like, I should theoretically be... Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Okay. Oh, man. That's not what I needed today. Okay, well. There's other things. Okay, I'm just getting together the stuff for the debrief here. Security time roll. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll pull up TAC view for fun. Bummer. Have to go back to the drawing board on that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Goodness gracious. Swallowed some water down the wrong pipe. Woo!
Fun stuff.
Always.
Let me make sure that the stream can hear you. You know, because classic problems. Okay, yeah, they can. Great. Okay, you're presenting there and there. Alright, I'm ready to debrief whenever you are.
Let me just open the door so Roger can get in, and then I will go ahead and debrief.
Classic.
Okay, let's do it.
Alright. That was a low show, or a flat show rather, at Batumi for Sunday. It was a good show, though apparently not many of you will be able to see it. Yeah, the Quest had some frame rate issues, which I might be able to attribute to settings, but possibly not. Yeah, but as far as my goal for the show of, like, staying out of my head, I was able to do that. So I would consider that a success.
Good, yeah. My goal was to stay ahead of the show and make sure that I was hitting the transitions between maneuvers well, and I did. By the skin of my teeth, but I did.
Nice. All right. Get DCS up and running here while we do this. Okay, let's go through the debrief. The head-on. Okay, so first off, the taxi felt like it went well. And any notes there?
Nope, taxi was good.
Great.
Maybe a little fast on that last leg, but other than that, that was my bad for power setting.
Yeah, I didn't want to, like, take over there. I felt like we were gonna be fine, but it was a little speedy.
Yep.
Yeah, the no flap go takeoff felt decent, though my cadence was different this time, because I forgot to put the gear up in between roll 1 and roll 2, but the rest of it felt fine.
Yeah, I drifted toward you, which was weird, because we had a 180, should be crosswind from the left.
Yeah, it blows the tail, though.
So, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So anyway, I wasn't anticipating that, so I didn't correct for it until it was, like, pretty late. So I was pretty close to the center line by the time I caught it, and so that kind of threw off. I wasn't matching your pitching or your bank angle.
The transition felt good as well, so I'll move right on to the head-on. Head-on was 2 left. We were pretty low, so I had put a little bit of pull into it, so that you wouldn't hit the smokestacks.
Yeah, I went through a smokestack. It's a
Yep.
bummer that you won't be able to see it on the stream because of the way that the recording went. But like, I went through it and I lost visual of you for like a split second, and that's never happened. It was very weird.
Yeah, I went through it too, which was interesting. Yeah, the opposing 360 felt fine. We're gonna hit probably 2 left, I think. But yeah, the pull to 20 degrees behind the crowd was good. My rolls were hot trash because I've been swapping between 2 different input systems. But yeah, a safe maneuver, fairly well executed. I'll give myself a C minus just because I wasn't super precise on my inputs at this stage.
Yeah. I did not catch your pull, so I was high, which maybe worked out, but so I think that'll knock the score down, but B minus I think overall.
Okay. All right, let's take it into the knife edge. This one felt pretty good. Yeah, inbounds were good. Lineup was good. The hit was good. The clear put me into the clouds, which was interesting. But yeah, aside from that, everything was fine. So what, it's like B plus for me.
Yeah. Passable maneuver, no real notes. B, nothing stand out, just solid.
All right. Just want to see what this hit looks like. Yeah, okay, it's gonna be good. All right, that takes us on to the inverted to inverted. My inbounds for this were way behind, so I was like at 450 at the 1.5 mile mark when we rolled in, but I think I more or less made the center point work off of that. And that was fine, and the roll behind the crowd was fine, and I stayed ahead of the show enough to call the correct maneuver and came around right for the MRT. So I'll give myself another B plus for the making the adjustments.
Yep, that was again a pretty good maneuver. I don't think there was any major like inbounds were solid, and no major corrections that I can remember. Maybe a little wing dip in the clearing turn, so it wasn't a flat turn, but yeah, B for that one.
All right, that takes us on to the dirty clean flat pass.
Yeah, dirty clean flat pass. It was a pretty decent inbound. I was picking up a lot of speed on the way back in. I think I was a little close. I didn't go. I should have gone further out instead of like behind crowd. I guess I'd be behind crowd left instead of behind, just straight behind crowd. So a little in close over crowd, but we'll see how that looks from the ground. Grade for that, I don't know. C.
All right, that'll take us to the MRT. I was in close to your maneuver there, so probably 4 or 5 seconds early. Not dangerous, just not good looking, really. The maneuver itself was great though, but I got really low. I safetied with the boat.
Oh, jeez.
But like, yeah, the turbo nozzle and everything was good. Yeah, safety is an F, unfortunately. But you know, if it hadn't been a safety, I think it would have been a B plus again.
Yeah, when you called your distance, and I was still kind of behind crowd right, I was like, oh crap. So I kept my speed up. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take and I wasn't sure how to fix geometry at all. So I was just like, I'm just going to fly this by the seat of my pants. And it worked out timing wise. What didn't work out was speed wise. I should have propped brakes coming over center point. And I didn't. So I was hauling the mail. I thought I could bleed off more speed with the pull, but I didn't even get a full 90 because of the outboard angle, which I knew that. So I just should have. But I thought I could bleed more speed with a hard G pull. And I did not. So I was probably still doing, I don't know, 400. I could tell I had way over speed. And I was trying to bleed more off with the pull, but then I was going to conflict with you. So I had to pop the brakes and adjust the bank, because that's probably going to look bad from crowd. So safety there, F. Glad to be here.
Alright, that takes us into the opposing minimum radius turn. Yeah, the clouds were right on us, so had to keep it a really flat turn and like bring it further right over the hill. And then we ended up being high because we couldn't arc it like up and back down into the valley. So the handoff happened late. But that was okay. We smoked off still over center point, line abreast. I think I'm in the right spot for the hit, and then I was on the numbers all the way into the box, and we ended up hitting like 5 right, I think. Pulled a 10 degrees, and this clear's always a little sketch with the 10-degree pull.
Yep.
But it felt okay. And so, yeah, all things considered, probably a B- on this one.
Yeah. Once I got things figured out from the MRT, got right in, turn was good. I accidentally smoked on early because I thought you were handing me lead, but then I popped it off and got back to where we were. Turn was good. I got on the numbers and then realized I was fast and had more G, so I brought in G, looked over and tried to get back on the numbers, looked over my shoulder, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be late. So then I brought in power, and I think that was actually a mistake because it just made the turn wider. You can just see it's like a way longer turn because I was faster. So speed doesn't actually fix this, apparently, which I learned that today. So that's why we were so far right. Because I was trying to chase you all the way in. I was like, oh, I'm way behind. And I was pretty much on the numbers from about the 90, and then I just lost it from there. So that was frustrating. I thought I would have done better. So yeah, D. Clear was fine.
All right. That takes us into the opposing horizontal rolls. Inbounds are pretty good on this one. The rolls were fine. The roll behind crowd was good as well. Not really much to write home about this maneuver. It's kind of a solid B.
Yep. I'm same. The only note is again I was a little too far wing over on the turn, so I was having to adjust bank angle to not auger into the water. So that will be a safety. Otherwise, fine. F. Glad to be here.
Alright, that brings us to the double sneak. I didn't add up as much power as I usually do behind the crowd, so your timing was probably wonked because of that, so I'll take a safety there, and I'm glad to be here. The rest of the maneuver was just trying to get speed into the box. I entered the box at 0.88 and put in full burn, and I left the box at 0.97, so had a ton of power authority here, which meant that the crowd got some excitement. But yeah, clearing turns and rolls were fine. So just another, probably a C- because of the timing issue.
Okay. Thanks, Chariot. I misinterpreted some of your calls. When you called 3 miles, I didn't really realize you were still heading outbound. I thought you were coming inbound. I was like, oh crap, because that's what had happened on the MRT. So I turned in. That's where I turned 90, like behind the crowd, and then I was just looking because I could see you. I could see you, your little jet way off in the distance. I was like, he's not coming inbound. He's still headed outbound. So then I just kind of followed that, but I was like, well, how am I going to solve this? So then when you called inbound, I just spun a quick 360. And it actually kind of worked out. And I got back on the numbers, but because you were slow coming in, I basically crossed like same speed as you. Also, I just don't know how the jet behaves when it's going that fast. I don't ever fly it that fast in the show, so it's just a sloppy turn. Overall, I'm proud of the solving of the geometry and timing problem that I was able to do. So that'll bump the score up, but then the kind of crappy turn and sort of sloppiness of the maneuver itself will bump it back down. So I'll give it a B overall.
Alright, that takes us to the line abreast flat pass. It happened. It's a line abreast flat pass.
Yeah.
Not much to say about that one. So, moving on to the opposing 4 points. Timings were a little bit weird into the box, but it felt pretty good. Uh, um, yeah, it took a little bit for me to acquire you past the HUD, but once I did, it felt good. I underrolled the invert again. Seems to be a pattern. So that's a safety. So that's an immediate F. But I managed to clear in the right direction this time. So yeah, F, safety, glad to be here.
Yeah, I remember the last time when we were doing a flat show, I was like way at the wrong timing for the inbound, and so I was like really focused on trying to get that right, and I did, yay!
Yay!
So that was good. And then my rolls were all solid. Nothing, it wasn't like the most pristine one I've ever done, but it's pretty good. But we were close on
Yeah,
the
I know,
hit.
dude.
And I think that was because you a little underrolled it, so you're kind of walking toward me
Mm-hmm.
just a touch. But we didn't hit each other. And the rest of the maneuver was pretty good. And this is the one where like I almost didn't achieve my goal for the show because you called the clear behind crowd, and I repeated it, and then we were rolling out, and I was like, oh shoot, how's the clear for this? And then like I just committed, like I get behind crowd, I'm going behind crowd regardless. And then you in the turn you called behind crowd, and I was like, yes. So yeah, overall, I'll give myself a B plus for that one.
Cool. You're up.
Yeah, so the inverted tucker roll setup was okay. There was a little bit of jockeying in the last like 45 degrees of the turn, and the rollout was a little snappy. Roll in wasn't quite as like absolute. Like the last show we did, it was very rock solid. This was not quite as solid, but other than that, pretty good. I brought in the drive too early. I misjudged some things. We were also losing altitude, but I just like that just was wrong, and so like the timing for the rest of the maneuver was just off. So that probably contributed to making your job a lot harder. We rolled out. We were line abreast the rest of the way and close in. So I just held what we had and trusted that we weren't going to hit each other, but it was pucker factor high. And then clear behind crowd seemed fine. Boy, C.
Yeah. Yeah. The adjustments in the turn were a little challenging to follow, but I managed to do it. I spotted the shoreline, and so I eased the power back and started lining you up. That actually worked out great. Yeah, it got rolled out, and your hit it call was obscured. I don't think it didn't come through. So I ended up rolling a little late because I rolled as soon as I started seeing your jet move. It was like ready. I was like,
Oh, weird.
oh shoot. So, but once we got inverted, there was a little bit of a drive that I had to catch, and then I think this is the most bang on I've been. So I'll be very interested to see what that looks like. Yeah, it's gonna. I think I might have hit the jet for the first time ever. We'll see.
Okay.
I think I might be a little ahead, like at the 0.2 mile mark, but then like I think the reason why we were so line abreast is because I was like still adjusting speed to try and continue to hide the jet. And so there's a point at like half a mile where you really have to like add a ton of power, and then like you have to ease it back out and then add it again. It's like there's a whole bunch of weird timing things you have to do to make the parallax work. It's not as linear as you think it would be. But yeah, the clears were good, and the turbine crowd was fine as well. So honestly, I'm gonna give myself a B plus. The formation flying was not great around the turn corner, but the rest of the maneuver was great. So improve that formation flying, and that's approaching A. So
For me, an A is a perfect maneuver. No
Yeah.
notes, nothing went wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a thing to look at if you have your TAC view up.
Yes.
It's a good thing that I added drive when we got to the knife edge.
Okay.
because we were real close, and you didn't.
Yeah, I
So
do.
you actually walked into me.
I do every time. It just takes a little bit to act in.
Okay, I don't see any on the attack view. Anyway, I'm not going to fight you for it. You were probably right. You were in the jet. Okay, cool. The section high alpha setup for this had kind of late stage corrections, like for the invert dark roll. Seems like setups for those tend to match most shows these days. We had lots of time heading into the box, so that felt good. But then once we pulled to the set, I just had trouble getting the thing to settle down. We were losing altitude, so I pulled earlier than I wanted to. I was going to wait till like 25, 30. We pulled at 35 because we were losing altitude, and bringing in pull was not going to solve it because we had a little bit of a headwind, and I could just tell we were just going to keep losing altitude. Brought in power to catch it, which worked fine, and then the jet kind of like nestled into the high alpha and started to climb. So then I was like all over the power curve, just trying to like keep the thing from going up and going down. So it was just not my most rock solid overall. And then I kind of max performed edge of the envelope for the clear because the clouds were so low, which worked out actually. So, this is a tough one. I don't think anything was like horribly wrong. It just wasn't the cleanest. So C plus.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see what I'm seeing. Let me share my screen with you for a second, and I'll explain to you why this is a safety and I got an F. So here we are.
Yep, got it.
You see
Ooh,
that?
wing overlap. Whoa.
You see that? Right there.
Oh, did you touch wings?
No.
Just barely did.
But look,
The
you see
overlap.
me turn right there?
Uh-huh.
Very intentional. I was like, I think we're overlapped. So I did a little bit of right push, or a little bit of right wing down, and that was just enough.
Wow.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the section high alpha.
Jeez.
Yeah, the turn was good. And I was able to catch all of your adjustments. I was able to roll out right with you. I was a little behind you most of the way into the box, and then the pull to the set, I could tell you were jockeying, so I was also jockeying. This is one of those ones where I have a set reference, visual reference, that got adjusted by the quest, by the quest field of view being larger. So that was very interesting to adjust to. And clearly I didn't adjust enough because I'm in closer than I should be. So yeah, that wing overlap means that's a safety, and that's an F for me. I did not clear flatten level because I was trying to make sure we didn't crash.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the clear behind crowd was fine, but still an F. Glad to be here. I'll take us into the water.
Dude, there's like a gold set overlap.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Anywho.
Spice Lord.
Moving on. It's not the Wonder, it's you're driving the rest of the ship.
Yeah, alright, cool. So we are doing the Delta Aileron roll. Setup was fine, rollout was a little snappy, we got on speed. I genuinely could not remember the sequence for this maneuver. It was like, I think we need to smoke on, then I think we pull, and I think we roll. And that's what we did. I overrolled just a little bit, so there was a bobble in my rollout, which you appeared to catch. And then that's that maneuver. Overall, C.
So, yeah, this one felt weird. The rollout was snappier than I expected, so I was all over the shop on the rollout. It was going to look horrible. But the rest of the maneuver, I was on parameters, eased out to well clear. Yeah, did the snap roll and ended up above you, which is really weird.
Oh, that's happened to me a couple times.
So I just kind of hung
When I've
out
done this.
and just kept it nice and calm and just, slotted right back in. And then that's that maneuver. Honestly, yeah, C minus due to the bad form flying. But you know, rest of it's fine.
The maneuvering delta. So last time I turned too early, so I decided to go out to 3 miles and start turning. That wasn't a bad thing, except for I'm going to eat crow. I said that I didn't need the HMD, and I wasn't using the HMD, but I genuinely had no freaking clue where center point was in this turn because we were so low. So I also need to climb more because we were like 250 feet the entire turn. I tried to bring in pole to climb and get us to like kind of arc it a little more, but it didn't really work. So I didn't have a good sense for where center point was, and then I didn't turn. I could have delayed that turn a little more, so we're going to be pretty far outboard. I think the actual like shape of the turn is good in front of crowd. It's just too far in front of crowd, and then a little low as well, which is just a little dangerous. So overall, C minus.
And for clarity, it's going to be that gentle of a turn in the future as well.
As far as I know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm doing it based on trying to hit center point.
Okay.
You just, yeah, just follow what I'm doing.
Yes, but also understanding what you're intending helps me follow what you're doing.
I mean, I
so-
think that's what I'm intending.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm still working on this maneuver. I can't promise that it's going to be the same next time.
All right.
I wish I could, but I don't do it often enough to be consistent yet. I'm working on it, but
I flew off of your wing. It got a little spicy when we came to the left to go into the maneuver. But yeah, I think I probably moved around a half a jet total across the whole thing as far as in and out. So I want to improve that. So I'll give myself a C minus on that whole maneuver. There's not really much else to talk about.
yeah. The Delta 5 pass. Similar to a couple of the setups, there was just a little more like I'll get it cranked around and pointed at the center point in time in the last like quarter of the turn, last 45 degrees. So rollout was snappy again, and we were also 5 right, and a little slow. Other than that, I think it was fine. I did say I make a comm error where I said smoke is on, meaning that we had it on. So if you turned your smoke on, you would have actually turned it off, which is my fault. So I don't know if you did or not, but that was a mistake that I made. I realized after I said it, and that was not intended to be a call for smoke. So that is my bad. Yeah, D for that.
Yeah, you probably would have noticed if my smoke was weird when we landed, so I'm guessing that I was fine.
That's good.
Yeah, this was great. I was stuck in the whole way. The little bit of pull right at the end, I wasn't expecting it, but I caught it. So I'm proud of myself for that. And then I was stuck in for the turn when we were behind crowd as well. So yeah, I think I give myself a solid B.
Okay, so the pitch up brake to land. I got my comms all tangled in the last bit, and I also didn't turn in quick enough. We were like, as I started the turn, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to keep the turn really slow because I felt like we were gonna come in too quickly, and I was gonna have to like do weird stuff to make the turn work out. But then we overshot it. So I just don't have a good reference for that maneuver and this show site. I needed to have practiced it more than I did. Yeah, and then climbing and finding the field was a little bit of a challenge, but I found that early enough, so that was the problem. The actual pitch up break itself was okay. We were 5 fast though, and I'm pretty stinking low. So that was not ideal. Rolled out 265, which is the heading you rolled out last time. I was like, this should work. And I just don't fly the profile you the same way you do. So I was like really fast and really acute in the last like little bit of that. Got it worked out and was fine by the time I was on short final, but it was kind of dicey until there. I did more or less get the comms right for that 90 call.
Yeah.
So that was good. I didn't hear a response from you, and that kind of threw me off, but then I just kept going. Yeah, what would I give that overall? C?
Yeah, I was in the whole way. Yeah, it felt good. I took it in as we were coming into the box. I was really worried I was gonna like wing climb or something, but I was able to stick it. And
Nice.
the brake was good. Roll out on the right heading, and I believe I was the right distance behind you, but I haven't counted, so I'll be interested to see that on the tape. Taxi back was fine. No notes. Give myself another B.
Yep, taxi was good.
All right, let's go watch it.
Woo.
What happened? Give me my mouse back. Thank you. Uh-oh. DCS thinks that VR is still running. That's a problem. Okay. That's what happens when you have the MetaQuest Link app running. Close. Let me do a little bit of triage here on the PC. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Wow.
What?
That window is so big for you.
When you're in 4K.
Oh, right. Right.
I don't know why, but the scaling is reversed for that when you're in 4K. I'm gonna try HEVC encoder next time for the bridge.
Okay. You want me to do that too?
No, you should be fine. I don't think it. Like you said, the last time we streamed, you were with your settings, so I think it's a my end issue with trying to encode my stream, receive your stream, and encode the video all at the same time. I think trying to receive and encode your stream on H.264 while running the Quest 3 is probably doing it.
That's probably makes sense. Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't actually know how this works. Okay, that's it. That's the Miz file. And who knows, I might give you some better headroom in the headset too.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the hope, at least.
Yeah, I think the performance is because of the streaming side
Oh yeah, for
for
sure.
both of us.
Absolutely.
Because like it's so smooth when I'm just doing
I
whatever.
expect that. That doesn't surprise me. Like, we're always going to lose a little bit.
Mhm.
Okay. Hello, face.
Oh, eyeballs. I moved the seamen back because they were right on that line, and I moved them back a little bit so we've got a little more room.
That does help.
Taxiing.
What am I doing? Let's look at both of us. And accelerate. You know. One of the problems is that Oculus takes over the default output for audio.
Oh, it does, but my G2 would do that too, so I'm just used to fixing that, yeah.
My G2, when I turned it off, would go away.
When do you, in your startup, adjust your trim, your takeoff trim?
Sometime before or during the takeoff checks. We should probably sync on that though.
Okay, I was just curious because I'm
when do you
trying to figure out. Usually I have time. Well, I didn't do a HMD align this time, so that's a little different. It's not consistent.
Mm.
But I try to do it basically once the FCS has been reset. I'll try and get it after that, but I don't have a specific spot where I do it every time, so we should figure that out. Be more
Yeah,
consistent.
we definitely should. All right.
That's
So-
good. Good turns.
Yeah. Let's go grab a mic can and we'll get rolling here.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I'm already.
Yeah, you can
creeping
see we're
towards you.
both blowing over. That was not great. Hey, well, at least we're line abreast this time.
Yeah.
Speeds were right. Alright.
I remember to keep the power in once we got off the ground.
Yeah, I'm only changing things when I talk to you about it. There it is. That's the one.
You say that like it's easy.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just telling you that's what I do.
I know. I'm not doing it because I think you're changing power. I'm doing it because I'm getting out of position and I need to do stuff.
300 on the button. Yep, that's about right. Let's find ourselves some blue jets. There they are.
There.
And a seagull who is very persistent. There are not 4 jets, it just looks like that, because of how DCS works. Yeah. I need to be more aggressive in that turn. Let's skip the boring part.
I kind of feel like it shouldn't have wingtip was. It's flying straight.
Apparently there's just a lot of density in this air.
Yes.
The GPU's struggling a little bit.
It was definitely louder because we're down lower than it was with the flight I did last night.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. One right. Nice.
Pretty good.
Watch me stink at this. Oh, you can't even tell. Awesome. I was
tell it
like,
was a little
I was like
under
10
ground.
degrees shy on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the clouds at this point. I can't see anything. I hope I'm in the right spot.
Center point, baby. Let's go.
Nice.
Center point level. That was good. I was like, is 25 right? Yeah, that's right. Gone.
I've seen shows where that happens, though.
Yep. I mean, with those maneuvers, it's fine.
Yep.
And there we go. Watch me at 450 knots tumble.
Can't tell, though. Not from the crowd.
That's the idea. How close did I get? Oh, look at that. One left. Love it. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's good.
thick air, baby. Here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. The Blue Angels dedication pass. Which they never actually do, unless one of the solos is missing.
I get a lot lower on that.
Nope. And it had an upward arc on that one. Oof. Yeah, that's too close. About 5 seconds. I was descending in that initial turn. No wonder I got so low. Look at this.
You're so low, dude. You see how fast I'm going?
Yep.
Roll rate.
Pretty good. Alright. A little early on all of it. It's fine.
Woof. Ugh.
Woof. Bad rolls from me. What, like one right?
Yep.
Not bad. Double sneak time. Yeah, it's funny, you know, you say that about the, calling the 3 miles threw you off. I thought about not doing it because I've never done it before. I was like, he might benefit from more information.
I just didn't know which direction you were heading. It's
Uh-huh.
not the fact that you gave more information, it was that like it was unclear what information it was. To me. Doesn't mean it was, yeah.
Matched hits on that one. Classic DCS replay things.
Yep. It wasn't the cleanest even on my screen, but it wasn't quite that floppy.
Look, it's a jet going flat. Dee-doo. Center point.
Nice.
Very nice.
I was pretty consistent on my inbounds this
It
show,
really
so-
helped. It really helped. I was like, I wasn't on a lot, like some of the times, but I was able to fix it because you're consistent. Meow. Alright, let's see how I do. Or not.
Huh?
Little high. Maybe I was saying the wrong pagoda again. Yeah, I think so. Bummer. That doesn't make sense.
We were line abreast at this point.
I know that, but like, it doesn't make sense that I rolled early.
Oh. I don't know.
You're flying it. You wouldn't even know.
Yep, never let him see you bleed. You made it look okay.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I just need to do it slower. It's just accept that the thing is basically falling out of the sky while you're doing it. Because you're like full deflection and you're just above stall speed.
Yep.
Just depending on the FCS, basically. To be nice to you.
Man, it doesn't look as bad as it was. Nice.
Oh, dude, that looked pretty good.
Yeah. Ending up above you is a little scary.
Hmm. Every time I've done it where I've been the wingy, I've always ended up a little high relatively. Not necessarily all the way above, but
Yeah,
at
this is
least
the first
wing
time I've ended up
level.
above your wing. Like, usually I'm like, in line with your wing. This was a unique case.
I wonder if you had, I don't know. I'm not gonna try and solve it. I don't know. I don't know what you're doing.
One of us had something.
Yeah.
There's the spicy moment.
Caught it. Yeah, I think if I flew this maneuver all season, I'd get a lot better at it. Because what I'd like to do is be at a much steeper angle, so you get more of the plan form.
I
More
think
of
that
the
means you
paint
just
on
have
the
to
underside.
turn later, probably.
Yeah, and I need to, like, I I need to actually have numbers for this maneuver, and I don't. Like, what is the actual heading I need to hit in order to make the sight picture look good?
Uh-huh.
What bank angle am I aiming for? At what speed? What does that feel like?
I sent you some notes I took based upon the reference videos that I watched. So maybe that will be a starting point for that.
Okay, I'll take a look.
Pretty locked in.
Nice, yeah, looks good.
Awesome. Let's go home.
Oh, you had it.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Dude. Grab the mic cam for fun. About... Oh my gosh, right about... How about... Now, that'll do. Wait for him to show up.
Eventually.
Mm-hmm. Poof. Vernos, Vernos. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 second early. Still pretty good though.
Yeah, not bad.
Turn. Decent turn that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got right into the right spot. Good job.
Yep, yeah, felt good. You can kind of tell when it's like setting up well. So it's just a matter of like getting, I don't know, if you're out of position, it's harder to fix in a taxi scenario because of the differential speeds and things. Like,
Yep.
look smooth. But if you're already kind of in the right spot, oftentimes it just kind of works out, which feels good. Also, coming from the geometry that worked really well. I think I still need to be a little further back from you, so I'm not turning in so sharply in first.
I'm guessing in our video we'll need to do a pickup for the parking and get a server track recording of it so that our canopies go up at the same time.
Yeah, I don't even know if that'll work.
Me neither,
I
but
hope
it's
so.
worth a shot.
Another thing we could do is we could do it in post, as long as you don't have a rotating like radar or something like we do in the background of that one.
Mm-hmm.
You just cut it down the middle and
Yeah.
marry the clips.
All right, folks. If you end up seeing this, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at a later date once we fix all of our problems, which there seem to be more of. So, yay! The joys of changing hardware. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye.